A lot of people go to the doctor when they're sick. I don't do that. I go to the doctor when I'm perfectly healthy. Just to flex on them a little bit. You know what I mean? Just be like, I don't fucking need you. But it wasn't like a real doctor. It was like one of those like allergy test doctors. More of a witch doctor, if you ask me. And the doctor told me that I have a chocolate allergy and I should stop eating chocolate. I have never wanted to almost kill somebody in my life. I almost killed that guy. I swear to God, I was like about to strangle him. Because I love chocolate, and there's nothing coming in the way between me and chocolate. Not a doctor, not a human being. Exactly, you feel the same way?
Absolutely.
How much chocolate do you eat a day?
About like 50 grams.
50 grams. Can somebody translate that to kilos for me? I need to know. How much is that in kilos?
A little less than 2 ounces.
A little less than 2 ounces. Fantastic. So what do you like dark? Or you like milk? Or what do you...
I don't discriminate.
You don't discriminate. That's the kind of attitude we need here in America. That's the racist litmus test. How do you like your chocolate? Oh, well. If somebody says, I only eat white chocolate, that person has got some opinions. When somebody says they only eat dark chocolate, like, good for their health, but like, yeah, they definitely have a racist agenda. What's your favorite thing to have in chocolate? Is it almonds or?
Well, almonds would kill me, so not that.
Almonds will kill you. Isn't that amazing? She eats fucking 10 kilos of chocolate a day. 50 grams. She eats 50 grams, almost 2 ounces of chocolate a day. But then one almond will end your life. Damn, that's crazy.
Just chocolate and bread.
Just chocolate and bread? That's a new one. Yeah. She's like, almonds will kill me, but gluten, fucking take that shit. Eat chocolate and bread, like a chocolate sandwich, or what do you do? Yeah, oh no shit. Oh, I took a guess, and I was right. So, let me get this right. Do you use 2 pieces of bread?
Yes.
Oh shit. I want to roll right now. I thought she was going to be like, no, you fucking idiot. I put it on like avocado toast, but chocolate toast. No, you use 2 pieces of bread, and you put the chocolate inside.
Right.
Do you melt it?
Well, I can warm up the bread.
You warm up the bread, and the chocolate nicely melt. I'm getting so fucking horny right now. I swear to God. Chocolate is not something you get hungry for. You get horny for chocolate. That's how it works. Anybody who has a chocolate issue knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's not actual hunger. That sounds amazing. What kind of bread do you use?
Trader Joe's the one that you can bake, like extra.
Trader Joe's the one that you can bake.
Yeah.
Oh, so the dough.
No, not the dough.
Oh.
There's no dough at Trader Joe's.
There's no dough at Trader Joe's. What? I don't fucking believe that. Now you're lying to me. You didn't have to go that far. Just trust me, there's no dough at Trader Joe's. I've definitely bought Trader Joe's pizza crust before. That's fucking, there's definitely dough. Yeah, 3 people are calling you out right now on your bullshit.
They can bake.
The dough that they have or the bread that you use?
The bread is like half cooked. And then
Oh, it's half-cooked bread. How the fuck is that supposed to be? I'm fucking high right now, okay? How was I supposed to know that her bread and I are both half-baked? So you get to half-baked bread. You put it in the oven so that it gets fully baked. You don't put the chocolate in the oven. You just nicely lay the chocolate on and watch it melt into the bread like butter.
or you can slide it in.
You slide it in. Oh, okay. Now you just go through. Boy, you teasing me now. Oh my God. Somebody bring me a pair of pants. Okay. So you slide the chocolate. So because the bread is, you have 2 pieces stacked, right?
Well, no, it's like a baguette.
It's like a baguette, and then you slice it. No. Oh, you stick the chocolate inside of the interior. This is getting real. This is food porn sexual. Okay. But do you cut off the end of the baguette so that you can slide it in? You have to. Or there's no... Of course, you fucking idiot, of course. So you slice off the end of the baguette after you've baked it. Possibly. Does it not have ends on it? Is there something you're not telling me here?
There are different sizes.
There's different sizes. Okay. Listen. I get it. It's not about the size. It's the motion of the baguette into the oven. I've fucking heard this before. Trust me. What color do you like? I don't discriminate. Okay, listen. Okay. There's different sizes of the Trader Joe's baguette. The bigger ones for the dark chocolate? What the fuck? You did not just say that. You did not just say that. The big ones for the dark chocolate. How dare you have the funniest moment of the night at my show? That is wrong. That is wrong.
No nuts, no nuts.
But no nuts, because that'll kill him. Okay. So you slide the chocolate in. No cuts, no incisions. You just slide it into that gooey interior of the bread, and it melts, and it becomes like a chocolate-centered bread. I got it. I fucking figured it out. And you eat this nearly every day?
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a happy person? She's very happy. You understand? She's very happy. She lives in Los Angeles and is very happy. Because a lot of us here in LA feel hollow inside. You just gotta slide some chocolate in there. What else?
Beer.
Beer?
Beer, yes. Beer.
You really agree. He's like, yes! That's a fantastic choice. What was the one in the back?
Billy Zane.
Who? The way you said it.
Deviation.
Who?
Standard deviation.
I like how I thought you were helping clarify what this person said, but you were taking me one standard deviation further. What was the one back here, though? I just want to know.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. I've heard this name before. Who is that?
He's like some random person in Zoolander one time.
He's some random person in Zoolander one time. Well, thank you so much for bringing up a topic that's 3 standard deviations away from the mean. But it seems like beer is what we got over here. Are you a beer drinker? Of course, the fuck. Of course. How many beers do you drink a day?
Not enough.
Not enough. That's what is stopping you from not drinking the beer that you want to drink?
How to drive?
You have to drive. That's a good answer. I mean, there's a lot of answers he could have given. Driving, I'd say that's the most responsible one, but I'm also quite concerned because he still loves beer. It's like, I drink 7, but I had to drink 6.5 because I gotta drive. What age did you start drinking beer?
Like 55.
55?
25.
25. I was gonna say, holy shit, you started drinking a beer at 55. That explains why you want to talk about it. 25 though, but that's still late enough for you to be like, fuck yeah, it feels like the first time every time. You know what I mean? How did you avoid it for those 4 years of your legal drinking age?
I just didn't.
You didn't drink up until you tried beer at 25?
That's about right, yeah.
You know, clearly you didn't drink for a reason. Was it like a religious reason or something? Just kind of a straight and narrow kind of guy, like, you know, show up to work, do the job,
Yeah.
drive home. You're like, what?
Beer! Oh my god!
Yeah. You love beer like she loves chocolate.
Funny enough, I don't like Bud Light, but
You don't like Bud Light, but you're wearing a Bud Light hat. The irony.
I went to Dodgers game today. I don't have anything Dodgers, so this is the blue that I have. So that's why.
No, of course, they do. Listen, no, a Bud Light hat, there's something very respectable about that. Are you from LA?
I live here now. I'm from Mexico.
From Mexico. Best tacos in the world. What part of Mexico?
Michoacan.
Michoacan.
Like down.
Yeah, down. I know where that is. I looked on a map a couple times. How old were you when you moved to the States?
17 years, 11 months.
Dude, that's some accuracy right there. Right? 17 years, 11 months, 3 days. So you came here at 17, and then you turned 18, and then you did. And then you fucking laughing like I made that up. You didn't skip straight to 25. Turned 18, you turned 25, somebody hands you a beer.
Okay, so I didn't drink or anything. Then I went to the army.
Okay.
And I went to basic training. And then sometime we went out. I drink a beer. Actually, that's a dark beer. Sure, I'm gonna give it a try. It was Guinness. I'm like,
Guinness. that was your liver singing?
Please don't.
I'd like to first point out, only in LA. LA is the one city where he was like, I served in the army and nobody fucking clapped. You fucking ungrateful, unpatriotic. This is why China's gonna fuck us in the ass. That's awesome. So you went to the military and your boys went out one night, you and your posse, and they handed you a beer.
I had a beer, yes.
You had a beer. And you had just one.
That's it, and 1 becomes 2 and 3 and 4, and you know.
That's good. That's beer math right there. 1 becomes 2, and 2 becomes 3, and 3 becomes 4. How many did you drink that first night?
Blackout.
Wow! And he still loves it. That's such a rare thing to be like, I blacked the fuck out the first night. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a safety specialist, make sure that people don't kill themselves.
Only in LA would only 3 people clap for that. He makes sure people don't kill themselves, and you're like, no, this is LA, we like that. Do you talk to people in the flesh, or do you call them or talk on the phone?
No, I mean actually, like we follow OSHA. Like
You what?
safety as we follow OSHA,
Oh, OSHA.
safety specialist for.
Make sure people don't kill themselves.
It works.
I totally misheard. I thought it was like a suicide hotline. You guys, did anybody else think that? Okay, just want to make sure. You guys still didn't clap for that, but OSHA, so safety.
Yeah.
You make sure people don't kill themselves.
At work.
At work. You're still a goddamn hero, buddy. Now listen, I'm not your employer. Your employer's not here. You ever drink on the job? Good man. Good man. And that's why he likes beer, okay? Because I'm a comedian, I can have as many drinks as I want at the job. And that's why I'm not out here excited about it. Okay? He does his job, and then he goes home, has about 7 beers, blacks out, calls it a day. Right? That's real love. So beer, that one person, standard deviation. I stay true to my requests. Are you a stats person?
Yes.
Major or?
Minor.
Okay. What was your major?
Music composition.
Okay. I hate to be like stereotyping, but you look like you did music composition. For sure. It's the jacket, for sure. Math and music are quite related. Did you ever try to like flex that stats minor for something, or just for comedy show experience?
Just your show, Sammy.
I appreciate that so much. Now, understand, there's a lot of comedians in this world. My show is the only safe space where you can bring up standard deviation and not be judged. Yeah. Nobody ever goes to a live event and brings up stats. It takes a very strange person. I mean, in all due respect, it takes a very strange person. Someone far away from the norm. Someone very far away from the norm. And if you didn't understand standard deviation, now you do.
So this is my message to the kids. Don't do drugs if you look like you do drugs. Probably 2007, long-haired Nick. Loved Wu-Tang. In fact, had 3 Wu-Tang shirts, so it was my daily wardrobe. Me and a buddy are driving to a gig. We're going to El Paso to perform at the comic strip. We leave at 11 p.m. because we think traveling at night is so much better. My buddy has a spot at the Hollywood Improv. That's where we start our journey. Takes a few drinks. In fact, he gets a little plastered. We get on the road. I didn't know that my buddy had weed on him too. So we're driving, about 4 hours in the trip, we get to Blythe, California. Now some of you may know Blythe if you pass through it. Apparently a lot of cops pull over comics on trips there. My buddy pulls out his pipe and weed, which I didn't know he had on him. Starts smoking in my car. And I look at him like, hey, we can't have that in my car. So I start to exit, because in my mind I'm like, let's just put it into the back seat. And then you can smoke it where we get to. Now, let me note, I'm 100% sober at this time, even though I look like a pothead. Long hair, Wu-Tang shirt, buddy who looks like a pothead, drunk and high. As we're pulling over the exit, cop lights come on. They've been following us. They said that we were speeding, but it didn't matter because when I told my buddy to hide his weed, he threw it on the floorboard, right where the cop shined his flashlight. Pipe and weed. So, they pulled me out of the car. The officer starts conducting sobriety tests, and I'm messing it all up. It's 4 a.m. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm nervous. We're near a highway. Cars passing by. He tells me to do this test. Count from 1 to 10, taking steps forward, turn around, then count from 10 to 1. That's the instruction I miss, right? So I do the 1 to 10, turn around, and do the 1 to 10 again. Messed up that sobriety test. Then it was follow the pen. Then it was a few other ones. He determines that I am either high or drunk. Throws me in the back of the cop car. My friend's still drunk. He comes up to me with his little video camera and says, "What do you want to tell the world?" Because he's going to post it on Facebook. And I said, "Get out of my face." I go to jail, 6 a.m. Other sheriffs are clocking into their shift. The cop that pulled me over is upset because he wants me to admit that I was drunk or high. They tell me that they've arrested Gabriel Iglesias before. So, they call in a nurse, 8 a.m. to take blood, because I am not saying that I'm drunk or high, because I'm not. I've been 100% stone cold sober, right? And the guy wants me to admit that I did something which is not true. So, they take my blood, throw him in a cell all by myself. While in there, the jailers find out that I'm a stand-up comic, and they watch all my routines, and they ask me if I know Angela Johnson. I get my mugshot taken with a Wu-Tang shirt. 10 a.m., I'm finally released. My buddy is there to greet me. They said they took him to Denny's, right? Drunk and high, went to Denny's. So, we continue our trip, get to El Paso, do the gig. Now, if you don't know anything about DUIs, the minute that it's on record, lawyers start sending out letters to get you to hire them to have this dealt with. It's immediately known. So all these letters are going to my mom's house, which is my mailing address, right? She's freaking out. My buddy tells me, "Don't worry, man. I'll hire a lawyer. I'll handle all the fees. We're gonna get this taken care of because I know you're 100% stone cold sober and it was my fault." So the lawyer says, "I'll keep an eye on it." And he does. Court date never comes up. I never get asked to come back to Blythe because of this. Finally, the lawyer calls me and says, "Hey, so since your blood came back 100% clean, this is not going to go to the courts because you would have ruined this cop's career." I was the first guy that he ever field tested. He was new to that side of copetry, whatever it might be. Policeness, right? I was informed that since I was 100% clean, if we would have gone to court, he would have lost the case, and then any lawyer in that town could have used my case against him for every single DUI, DWI arrest that this guy attempts. Because since he can't be 100% sure because of me, then he can't be 100% sure with everybody else. So, everything was dropped, or so I thought, until 5 years later, when I tried to get global entry, and it popped up. But I got global entry because I was 100% clean.
Yes!
Yeah. And now I do drugs.
Full circle,
yeah,
dude.
the minute I stopped looking like a pothead, now I'm doing pot.
Would never guess it with this guy.
So don't do drugs if you look like you do drugs.
What's up, y'all? This is Sammy Obeid, mathematician, comedian, and marijuana enthusiast. I'm about to get high and solve the world's biggest problem. This is Highest Truth. We're here in my parents' backyard. Fuck you, Mom. All right. Oh! I know that was creepy. I'm sorry. I know, not a great time to be coughing. So, we're about to go for a walk. Get all creative. Yet another reason to get copper water bottles is the virus can only survive on them for 8 hours max. And it tastes good. If literally everything was just copper, we'd be a lot safer, right? Statue of Liberty, safe as fuck right now. Anybody who just has a lot of pennies, safe as fuck. I'm not banking on vaccine. I don't think there's a lot of money going into the pharmaceutical industry because every time I buy drugs, they're so cheap and nobody ever complains about how expensive drugs are. So there's no way they have the funding that they need to do it. But you know, that's why drug premiums are so high for R&D. We need this money for research. Woo! Penis pills. Let's see them put their R&D where the D is. People are still gonna be fucking bats, right? People think this think this is from eating bats. This shit is not from eating a bat. People would just get sick for a day. Somebody fucked a bat. All right, this screams bats. But viruses actually serve a very, very important function in evolution and biology. They help horizontal gene transfer. So viruses can take genes from one organism and take them to another, and a positive evolution can happen. We need to start looking at viruses as more of an opportunity than a setback. So really what we should be doing is fucking a lot of bats. Getting a lot of these diseases from these animals and putting them in like a petri dish and making one super vaccine. You make a vaccine for COVID-19 and then a COVID-20 comes out, then a COVID-21 comes out. Dude, put all the COVIDs in one, make one super vaccine, throw a little Ebola in there. I mean, listen, if the Europeans never got the plague, who would we be as a species right now? Probably less colonialism, but still, we can't let lack of beds be a deterrent to our treatment of the sick. Why can't we have hospital air mattresses? A futon, we get hospital futons, then it's a waiting chair for the people in the waiting room, and then you're like, no, you guys gotta get up, we gotta use the futon. There we go. Every time I go to Sleep World or Sleep Train, they're always empty. Use your inventory, start sending it over to hospitals. We need to think about what the problem is here, right? We have a virus that's attacking us where? In our lungs. We need to get it out. You gotta literally blow the virus out of your lungs. Meanwhile, while we're doing that, people are losing work. They don't have a career. So what do we need? Blow jobs. Literally kids are running at us right now, trying to infect us. The kids started running, going like this, and going, I'm gonna get you. Like that's what just happened to us.
Big jihadi energy.
Yeah. I think we need to separate the kids from the adults. Out here walking, high as fuck, right? And to forget that my parents are out here walking too. This is not planned, it's not staged. Just keep it cool, just keep chill. Nobody knows what's going on. Hey guys. Hey, social distance. All right.
Nice to see you.
Hi.
Hey guys.
What are you guys doing?
Hey, you guys are kind of close, separate. This is an example of why this isn't so bad. If you're a kid and you're trying to get high and you don't want your parents to know, when they could get up in your face and they see your bloodshot eyes and they hear your cotton mouth, they smell the weed on you, you're caught. My parents wouldn't even get within 6 feet of me. They have no fucking idea I'm high right now. It's legal, bro. Dystopian, bro. That's dopian. Come on, man.
Hello, and welcome to my story of my car accident from a few weeks ago. I was in a car accident in an Uber pool, because I'm doing well, and we were on the freeway, and we crashed into a stopped car, and you guys want to know what race the driver was. That's what you want to know. I can tell. You're all asking me, what race was the driver? What race was he? And he was old. He was very old. The other driver was Asian. So we were sitting there, stopped on the freeway, and this old dude and this young, confused Asian kid don't know what to do, and we all have to exchange information. So I end up putting all of us in a group chat together. And we send all of our driver's license and insurance information to each other. And I have to explain to these guys, it's their first time in a group chat. I have to tell them, group chats are not meant for this. Group chats are meant to send each other memes and to demean men, you know? If you've ever sent a dick pic out, we've seen it in a group chat. And then I had to, after the accident, I had to go to the hospital. So I had to decide how I was getting there because, like, do I call another Uber? Is that gonna hold up in court? Like, are they just gonna say I kept going back to my abuser? Or what do I do? So then I end up calling my friend and he takes me to the hospital And I find out while at the hospital that the most painful part of a car accident is finding out how much you really weigh. Turns out their technology for that is excellent. And insurance doesn't cover lipo, so great. The other rough part of going to the hospital was I went to get x-rays done, and the x-ray tech found out that I knew some medical terminology, and so he asked me what I did for my career. And I told him I had just quit my PhD to do stand-up, and he was like, no. I was like, yes, I'm so sorry, and then I just started crying. And then he said that his son also does something like what I do. And I said, what does your son do? And he said, oh, you know, he's just an actor. He acts a little bit. And I said, what has he acted in? And he's like, oh, he's just in this little movie coming out. And I was like, what movie? And he was like, oh, he just plays LeBron James's younger self in the new Space Jam. So that was fun to hear. But I thought it was amazing. I thought this guy had accomplished the American dream. He came from Congo, was an x-ray technician, and then had a child who was gonna make more than he's ever made in his life in one check and never respect him again. That's the American dream. It's beautiful. Then the other part of this story is that while I was at the hospital for several hours, I was hitting on everyone. I was hitting on the doctors, the nurses, the other patients, because why not? But I think it was rough for me because as I was hitting on the nurses, they were misgendering me. They were like, sir, I'm not interested. So I left without getting any, even though my whole ass was out the entire time. Anyways, that's my story. Give me money, Uber.
I'm sure they will.
I hope so.
That's why I lift.
I'm recovering from a cold. I feel much better now. Whenever I get sick, I always feel like I'm gonna die. I'm terrified of viruses, man. Viruses hate human beings. They hate us because we didn't give them a kingdom in the classification system. Right? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. There's 6 kingdoms of classification in the system, all right? There's animals, there's plants, there's fungus. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Have to pick someone for that. Bacteria gets 2 kingdoms. Oh, the double sweet. Thank you very much. And then the last one is protists, which is algae. Seriously? Algae made the cut? Do you think viruses are a little bit pissed about that? Like, algae? What? We're killing people on a daily, all right? We have the common cold coming out with a new release every year. We had Ebola putting us on the map last year. We're the reason you wear condoms. You're terrified of us. We are viruses. How many more have to die till we get a kingdom? I guess what I'm trying to say is free Palestine. I don't really know. It's okay if you laugh if other people are laughing. If you make one person laugh, you're probably going to make more, because laughter is contagious, right? We've heard this expression before. So I've used SIR modeling from the mathematics of epidemics to determine this. We have S, the susceptible individuals, i.e. the people with a sense of humor. There's many of us in this room. Then you have I is the number infected, we're the people who are laughing at the time, and R, the recovered people who already laughed and they're recovering. You have J, the number of jokes, and F is how funny the jokes are. So I've determined it's a series of differential equations, and you want to solve for I of T. Anybody know the solution? Okay, this will be your homework assignment. Figure it out, because I'm not here to spoon feed it to you. But as you can see, this checks out, because again, if F is 0, then they're recovering as fast as they're getting infected, which makes sense. You're not funny, so they're recovering. You guys know what I'm talking about. The goal is, in comedy, is to infect as many people as possible and hope that they don't recover. Thank you for staying in the room.
You have an infectious smile.
And I guess we just gotta take it day by day, you know?
Yeah.
That's all we could do. Because sense of normalcy only returns when everyone agrees it does, and like we're just nowhere close to that.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm gonna end this.
All right, okay.
Unless you have any final thoughts.
Yeah, I do have a final thought. And that is that nothing has ever been normal. That is a complete human fallacy to assume that we left normal and we're in a non-normal. Your life was never normal. You always were complaining about something or thinking that things were amazing, which is not normal. Things are not always amazing. You hear that plane? That's normalcy. The plane's still flying. Oh, we're in some crazy situation. There's a plane still taking passengers. during a pandemic. How not normal is that? It's pretty normal. So there's this sense that normalcy has been lost when really there never was normalcy. Every day is a new normal, if you look at it that way. So use the opportunity of departing this false sense of normalcy to realize that life is as normal as you want it to be, and you always have the chance to create anew. And this is that on a massive level of human consciousness. So, going back to, are we going to get back to normal? No, and we shouldn't want to. We should always want to progress and evolve. Because if the monkeys always wanted to go back to normalcy, they'd still be normal-ass monkeys.
This is a comedy show. I am related by blood to all of these people. 2 of them for sure, okay?
I am the uncle.
I have family in Lebanon, Gaza, Bahrain, and then Texas. I call them the LGBT community. And don't forget about the Q, Qatar. Come on. Did you know actually the LGBT community is adding I now? I think it's intersex, but we refuse to annex Israel. Come on, everybody. Come on. Yeah, Uncle like that one. Yeah.
I am the uncle.
You ever notice that when a KKK takes off their face mask, they just become a chef? Come on, everybody. So people ask me who I'm going to vote for. And the truth is, I have depression. Okay, and who doesn't nowadays? Except this man, the happiest man in the world. So people ask me, who are you going to vote for? I say, well, it doesn't really matter because whoever wins, I'm still going to be depressed. So I guess you could say I'm blue no matter who. Come on. Now. Blue no matter who. Blue no matter who. Give him that hot flute. This is Arab culture at its finest. That was great.
You know this thing about the conversation joke?
This is by far the most action-packed like final day of a semester I have ever had in my entire life. So a little background on this like spring semester 7 years ago at my community college was when I started studying for film and all that. This one girl in my class, for whatever reason, despite me being as nice as I usually tend to be around everyone, she was just like a total jerk and all that. And for the rest of the semester, I was just like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever, if you want to be like that, and just kind of left her alone and all that. So around like during the week of finals, so we decided to get together to form a study group. So on the day of our finals, like of that morning when we were all like sitting together like in a table in the library, suddenly I see like a whole bunch of like girls like just like running up away from the entrance. At first I thought it was just a bunch of like college students just like fooling around. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever, just let them have their fun stuff. And then but then I see like more people like freaking out and running away from the entrance, and then suddenly my study group starts freaking out, and then I start getting worried, just like thinking, oh my god, like what's going on? And I for a split second turned to look at the front entrance, and this dude walking inside with a bulletproof vest and like a freaking rifle like starts walking inside, and I knew I was at an angle where he could have easily just like shot me down from a distance, but luckily he didn't get ready to start firing then. So I freaked out and started running as fast as I could in the same direction as everybody else. So we run to the nearest emergency exit, and as we're heading outside the library, we stop to look to see if he hasn't caught up to us or anything, and we hear a few gunshots coming from inside the library, and we start freaking out and just running as fast as we can just away from the college, and kept running and running like a few blocks away. And then once we got to a safe distance, we all just like got together and started just standing and waiting, hoping that things would calm down and stuff. And like the girl from my class, she was just like so worried and freaked out. She started just hugging everybody. She just like almost like pulled a complete 180 from like the like the punk girl that she was earlier. And I mean, I just like finally went up to her again just to see if she was okay, and just like saying like, "Hey, are you all right?" And so like, "Do you need anything?" And she just hugged me too. And so, yeah, I mean, if there was like a one thing that that like Shooter like indirectly did for me, it's get me one step closer to a girl. So even though it came at the cost of pretty much his life getting sent to prison, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to take.
It's very difficult to perform stand-up comedy these times, but I was able to get together a small crowd. Get it? A small crowd. Say hi, Layla. Yeah. This is the temporary future of comedy. Distance is a great thing. First of all, this beard screams distance. Distance always makes things better, right, Layla? Elbows. Elbows. All right. I don't call them kids anymore. I call them carriers. That's not. Yeah, she said it. Isn't it a great time to be a kid now? No school, and you can't get the thing. This is the prime age of being children. Like just weeks ago, they were saying that kids now are more depressed than ever. If they're still depressed after this, we need to lock them up because seriously, they're just infecting us at this point. They're not grateful. You're probably familiar that there's a thing out there right now that is threatening the lives of our elderly. It's called time. There's this little patch on the Pacific Islands where you can hop back and forth between yesterday and tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? That's a great place if you're a cheater, right? Like, where were you last night? You mean last night like tonight or last night like last night, right? You get it? Time zones. Two places that have zero natural disasters. Saudi Arabia and Qatar. That's where all terrorism came from. The safest places in the world. Like, oh, what is with this? No natural disaster, zero crime rate. We need to do something to shake it up a little bit, huh? You guys like the accent? Should I do more accents? You think I would get booked more if I did more accents? Despite what I look like, I've dated quite a few people in my life. Coincidentally, I've dated about 100 people, and 72 of them were Virgos. Isn't that? But there's a pattern there. 72 of them. Virgo, which is the virgin. So 72 virgins. What previous life did I blow myself up in to get 72 virgins in this life? Come on. Come on! Listen, everybody, be safe. Keep your distance.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi. You know, try not to hang out with kids unless they're like super adorbs.
Hi,
and just remember,
guys.
this is a time to evaluate who you're hanging out with. Remember that we're mostly water. We're like 60 to 70% water. So like humans are, not only are humans like an ocean, we're like smaller oceans. We're like ponds. So evaluate what ponds you're hanging out with. I'm spending my time with this little pond right here. Okay, what pond of water do you want to hang out with? Because some of those ponds may be infected. Ponder it. Come on, everybody. Ponder it. Ponder it. Social distance. It's so social at a distance. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the love, and we'll see you next time on Social Distance Comedy, everybody.
There's a show that we're going to take a little break from Corona here for a second. There's a show on Netflix just came out called 100 Humans. I've said this on this show before. I'm fascinated by people. Just like picking apart the human psyche and figuring out humans. This show does that. We watch one episode, and on this episode, they ask people, very intimate question, with toilet paper and going to the bathroom. How do you wipe your butt? How do you take the roll off the wall? How many sheets do you use? And the answers were fascinating. You would be so surprised with how different everyone does it. Yo, it will make you cringe. Your closest friends, how they wipe their butt and how much toilet paper they use.
Wow,
dude, this experiment is incredible.
Show them yours.
All right,
first of all,
I'll go first.
Please tell me you're not the one who like wraps their hand in
He
it.
does.
Hold on a second.
It's horrifying. No, I don't.
It's horrifying.
I do. First off, I only take 3 sheets.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
It's light. That's good.
It's light. I go like this. I go 3 fingers.
Whoa.
I go 1, 2, 3. I sometimes I do 4 fingers. Sorry.
Look at that.
I do 4 fingers, and then I go like this.
Proper. Here's what I said to him. I go, do you then go to UPS and ship it somewhere?
This is perfect. You're so nimble. You're so dexterous. And one swipe into the trash can. All right?
The trash.
Sorry. That was a mistake. Sorry. Into the toilet. Sorry.
The biggest question, though, from the show for me: how do you put the roll on the wall? And everyone's shaking their head because everyone knows the answer. But I'll be honest with you: if you are an under, I do not look at you as a human being. You are an imposter. You have somehow come to this planet. You probably created the coronavirus.
Some people said they would stand up when they wiped, which I found interesting as well.
Yeah.
Some people go back to
front.
front on this show. Me? I'm sitting. So do you see
never
the way you're
again.
looking at me? I can't believe you stand up to wipe your butt.
You stand up.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Every conversation looks like this. Everyone's like, "You do what?" And then you expect your friends to get on your side, and they don't. Everyone's divided.
So I got dumped at the Ren Fair by a guy who looked kind of like Kenny G, but my heart was broken for way too long. And every once in a while, I'd drive past his house at night. I never got caught, but I didn't feel good about myself doing it. And one night, I thought I gotta lift my spirits. I'm gonna go to the record store before it closes and buy some gangster rap. And on my way there, coming down through the residential area, I saw a figure in the road. Long purple wizard robe, purple shoes, white hair, and I realized it was an old woman with a walker, and I thought, what is she doing? Taking in her trash this late? And I felt bad about myself, so I thought, I'll help another human being. That'll fix it. So I pulled over and asked if she needed anything, and she said she was walking home. This late. I was like, you want a ride? So she hopped in the old car. I loaded her walker in the back, and I asked, where do you live? She said she couldn't quite remember, but I was like, hand over your wallet. And she did, and got her address on her ID card and drove her 4 miles across town to her house. And we got there, and there was an apartment for rent in her complex, and I was like, what if I rent this and me and Cecile become best friends? On the way down, she asked me if I was married. I said no, and she was like, don't bother. Men are trash. And I was like, I love her. Anyway, no keys in her purple purse. We were keyless, so I had to knock on our manager's door. I was like, hey, Cecile locked herself out. He was shirtless with just a towel around his waist. He seemed like we interrupted him, quite frankly. And he said, she's back? This is the second time since we moved her out. And at that moment I realized that was not where Cecile lived after all. She had a letter in her purple purse with a forwarding label to an old folks home, just about a block from where I picked her up. Called the old folks home. Sure enough, they were missing a Cecile. I said I could drive her back. And they was like, no, you've kidnapped her. So they had to call the LAPD. They loaded Cecile in the back of a squad car, but before they closed the door, she said she was turning 83 the next week. She invited me to her birthday party, and they closed it. We high-fived through the window. They went off into the night. And I went to her birthday party, and I went and kicked it with Cecile a few times after that, but I never drove past that dude's house again. Cecile's probably dead now, but I loved her.
I do too.
She was cool.
What is your ideal goal? Is there any way to merge like your passion for kind of like the mathematics and stuff?
Yeah.
With comedy into some kind of like a science show or?
So that's one of the things that I have in the works right now,
Cool.
and it's taking a while to pitch to the right people because a lot of
Right.
people in the industry, they either don't like math or
Yeah.
they don't think the public
Right.
will like math. But
Right.
I tell them they're wrong because half of us are good at math. There's math people, there's language people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're good at one or the other. So half of the world is gonna dig the math.
That's a big demo.
Yeah, it's a big demographic.
Right, right.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I do jokes with math in them and see how they work in the different parts of the
Oh,
country.
here's the thing. I'm horrific at math.
Yeah.
I cheated my entire way through school, all the way up in college. I
Yeah.
never took a math test. I always had someone else take it for me, or I copied it. I can't even do long division. So if you want to try out something and see if it resonates with me,
Yes, I am also available for tutoring.
okay. I've actually kind of
That's
given
what
up.
you're
I'm like, that
asking.
ship has sailed.
Okay, you want me to do a math joke?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm obsessed with math. I dated a girl for 2 years just because her birthday is March 14th.
Okay, I got
314 Pi Day, right? That's
uh-huh.
a math man's fetish, right? I saw that date. I went from parallel to perpendicular, if you know what I mean. I went from 0 to 90 real quick. And she didn't even like math either. She loved pot as much as I love math. Then I found out she was dating me because my birthday's 420. So it all came back around full circle. Get it circled because circumference equals pi times the D I gave her. Thank you so much. That's the math.
He worked a lot of concepts in there.
You got it. See, you got it. You got it all.
Yeah, and I hate math, but I know pi. I know what a right angle. I know all that. I know what perpendicular. So you know what? You can even say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I tried it on someone
Yes.
who knows nothing about math, and even
Yeah.
they liked it."
I'm going to save this clip and show it to every industry
Please.
person.
I loved it. That was hilarious.
Thank you. I'm Arabic and I'm Italian, which is Roman. So I'm Arabic and Roman, so I'm all numerals. I am all numbers. Oh yeah, Bernie Sanders fighting the 1%, and yet Bernie Sanders is the 1%. He's like a suicide bomber for 1%ers. He's like a jihadi where you spell the I's with ones.
Hey, that's your people.
Hey.
Make an Arab joke.
I don't make an Arab joke. No, I don't. That's like setting my people back. I'm an American millennial who grew up who saw 9/11. Everybody who saw it remembers where they were when they saw it. It was a terrifying moment. I will never forget when I first learned about 9/11. It was September 5th, 2001. And I was in a cave in Pakistan. And I was like, no, guys, this is a bad idea. This is not good. I'm going to leave this cave. And I did leave that cave. And I left that cave, and I came straight to America, okay? And I got in very easily, believe me, because this was before 9/11. But I got in, and I called the Pentagon. I alerted them. I said, you guys need to know about this shit. And they're like, we already know. It's an inside job. And I was like, all right, well, I tried my best. And I'll never take my freedom for granted. But basically what I'm saying is never forget September 5th. So, thanks so much. I'm Sammy Obeid. You guys are awesome. Coronavirus! While every media outlet is coughing in your face with fear, let's kick back, relax, and talk about the actual chances that you'll die. Come on, have a beer with me, huh? Oh, too soon. Here's the top 10 reasons why people in America die. Screenshot this, put it on your fridge. You'll eat healthier, trust me. Let's start at the bottom with the least scary. Suicide. 47,000 lives lost a year. In order for coronavirus to match that at a mortality rate of 3.4%, we'll have to have 1.4 million infections. And currently this is where we're at. So logically, until 0.5% of the population is infected, coronavirus doesn't even make the top 10. Don't get me wrong, COVID is still scary, but don't kill yourself over it. Moving up to number 8, the flu and its Russian friend, pneumonia. 56.7 thousand Americans died from the flu each year. So until COVID-19 infections reach 1.7 million, the flu technically is more likely to kill you. Cough, cough. That's a cough, you're dead. Let's move up to the top 3. Car accidents kill 170,000 people a year. So if you're driving right now, you're more likely to die from watching this video about the coronavirus than the coronavirus itself. Until infections reach about 5 million, which could happen. I don't know, we'll see. Top 2, cancer, and not the astrological sign, which will also kill you. Stay away from those power lines. You're gonna miss out on your opportunity to die of the coronavirus. And number 1, heart disease, or the coronavirus. The coronavirus will have to infect 19 million people, 6% of the American population, before it's as deadly as that shit that we eat. Right now, you're more than 1,000 times more likely to kill yourself, 2,000 times more likely to die from the flu, 5,000 times more likely to die in a car crash, and 50,000 times more likely to die from heart disease or cancer than you are from the coronavirus. So given current infections, your actual chances of dying from the coronavirus are 1 in 10 million! Assuming you don't already have it. If you already have it, your chances are 1 in 30. Let's do our best to not let it make the top 10 charts. If you feel symptoms, stay away from people. That's what you're supposed to do anyway, okay? Take some you time, or else you will be the reason why COVID-19 kills more people than kidney stuff. And that's a crime. And until coronavirus infections reach 1.4 million, just relax and worry about this stuff. Eh? And if infections do reach 1.4 million, I'm moving to the Congo! Yeah! Ebola's overrated! Come on! Dictatorship's not so bad, poverty's not so bad, malaria's not so bad, water quality's not so bad. You're bad.
See you next time, everybody. Go on. Still no? Still too soon? Huh? Hey!
Majority of people that get coronavirus will have mild to moderate symptoms, but the key is if you're getting flu-like symptoms, you need to quarantine yourself.
Even the sniffles, even a sore throat,
Yes.
even a fever.
For up to 14 days, there are some cases where even up to 21 days of quarantine is fine.
For God's sakes, do not fly. Get off the plane.
Right.
Let non-sick people get on the planes.
Reduce the chance of spreading more germs. So wash your hands, wash your hands. And here's the thing, you can wash your hands even when there's not a pandemic going around. Face masks, they won't necessarily help prevent the spread, but if you're having symptoms, it's a polite thing to do. At least it'll prevent you from touching your face.
And may I add something that I'm not seeing in any news outlet?
What?
Build your immunity. Focus on your immunity.
Yes.
Get extra rest. Take care of yourself. Eat better foods right now. This is not a time to be stuffing your face with ice cream, because when you overeat, it creates excess in the body, which allows a flu-like virus to take over your body because it's susceptible. Build your immunity. Eat well, rest well, think positive thoughts, meditate, exercise the right amount, not too much. Don't stay out in the cold, bundle up, do everything you can to be a virus-fighting machine, and you will be fine, and you will make sure the people around you are fine.
I mean, look, I come from the Western school of thought, and I agree 100% with everything you've said. So I
Eastern,
think
Western approved.
we are in alignment,
We're in
for
alignment.
this. So, yeah.
We can fight it, guys.
So I know it looks like I don't play any sports. I used to play sports. I played like soccer, basketball, ran track. I also played baseball. Baseball is not my favorite sport to play because it's too slow. There's a lot of pausing. It's not like dynamic the way other sports can be. It's a lot of pressure on one person, especially like the pitcher. All the attention is focused on the pitcher when he has the ball, or they have the ball. I was pitcher for my middle school team. We were terrible. I don't think we won a game for the 2 years I was on the team. Maybe one, maybe just one, but not more than that. I was pitcher, and the pressure often got to me. It was terrible. And but I could throw it fast and straight enough that it was like good enough for middle school. It was like 13 or 14, and that's all you need at that age. One of the other teams we played against had a girl on the team, and I was pitcher against her, and she came up to bat. And so when you're 13, your hormones are in your brain, and you're like a crazy person. You don't know which way. You never know what to do. So uncomfortable all the time, and my mind is racing. I'm going, okay, do I pitch it fast to her, like, and treat her like everybody else, but then everyone gets mad that I didn't take it easy on her, or do I throw it real slow and like patronize her, and like, but like people get mad at me for not treating her equally? I don't know what to do. I'm just standing there for so long. The umpire goes, "Okay, kid, got to get the game going. Like, let's play the baseball game." And so I have the ball in my hands, and then at the last like split second, I decide I'm gonna throw it slow. Whatever, that's it. I mean, and I lob it towards her, and as soon as it leaves my hand, I know it's bad. Because when you pitch fast, it goes straight, but when you throw it slowly, like, you don't have the same accuracy. And I lobbed it right at her, and it's going for her. And in my recollection, it takes probably 20-25 minutes for the ball to reach her, and she has so much time to move out of the way. But she turns her back, hits her square in the back, and just, oh my God, it was so embarrassing. The other team, of course, they're defensive of her. It's their teammates. They rush the field. They're like, they get up and they start saying, "Hey, what the hell, man? Why did you do that?" They could see that I was like, "I am so sorry. I didn't know what to do. I just panicked. I'm so sorry." So that's how I almost got beat up pitching too slowly.
Glad you made it.
Yeah, me too.
Champ. Which sex is better?
What is with you and feet? Reward or punishment?
Is there a right way to use the toilet?
Absolutely. We're gonna find out the ugly truth today.
Ooh, let's do this.
100 human beings place themselves at the mercy of us on a mission to answer questions we all have about human behavior. We're conducting an experiment that will require a little torture.
Who wouldn't want to be tortured?
Does a man's swagger send a message of reproductive potency?
The guy that danced the best has the highest sperm count?
Boom.
Sperm results are in.
You are about to have your memory tested.
I forgot the butter.
You
and
can't forget the
and
butter.
I'm big and I use butter.
Does time really fly when you're having fun?
Turn it up.
Good looks keep you out of jail.
Whoa.
Someone like that needs to be put away for a long time.
Happiness. How do we get it?
The people who were doing it for fun may perform better.
I'm like really good at this.
Are you ready to torture some humans?
That was probably one of the worst nights of my life.
That is what this show is all about. This is 100 Humans.
Women have menstrual cycles, but what about men? Is there a menstrual cycle?
There is not.
Maybe. We don't know yet.
You'll see that there is not.
It was 4th grade. And I was a scrawny little kid. And scrawny little kids get picked on. But I got picked on a lot. Especially by this brother and sister. They were Satan's kids. They were satanic. They used to pull kids' hair. They would punch people in the stomach. And one day, in the back of the school bus, they pulled my hair. And the brother punched me in the stomach. I went home crying to my mom. And my mom was furious. She looked at me. She checked if anything was broken. And I was okay. But she wanted to know who did that to me. So I took them to where the 2 kids lived, the brother and sister, Satan's children. We went to where the bus drops them off, and my mom pulled up to their house, and they were on the stoop, doing whatever stoop kids do, you know, jumping off trees and hanging off railings. And my mom asked the girl if she could get her mom, and she did. The other mom gets to the door. She says, "Can I help you?" To which my mom said, "Yes. Your daughter and your son punched my daughter in the stomach today." And the other mom went crazy. She started yelling. She yelled out, "Are my kids crazy that everyone's going around complaining to me that my kids punched them and called them names and pulled their hair?" To which my mom responded, "Listen, lady, I don't know about everybody else, but I know my daughter. And if you or your kids lay a hand on her again, I'm gonna go to the police and charge them with assault and get them kicked out of school." The other mom said, "You can't do that." To which my mom said, "You better learn the law, lady, because you're raising criminals." And then she took me, we walked to the car, and as we're driving off, my mom yells to the other mom, "And train those zoo animals you call children." And then we drove off and went to Dairy Queen.
Delicious. I don't want Hillary to be president, not because she's a woman at all, but because, and I'm going to open up to you guys, because she's a Scorpio. And as an Aquarius, I find them very overbearing. Okay? Any Scorpios here tonight? I mean, you're great people, great friends. I just don't want to give you my power. That's all. You guys are like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But that's how I vote. I like to make sure I'm zodiac compatible with my president. It's no better than how any other American votes. Believe me, it's probably better. But that's how I go my intuition, you know, like Bill Clinton, Obama, they're Leos, that's stable for me, you know, they're great dancers, life of the party, great hair, like if Obama grew out his hair, we'd probably re-elect him. Ronald Reagan, not a fan of his policy, but he was an Aquarius, I respected he was creative, artistic, Star Wars, Reaganomics, that's some creative thought right there. I think an Aquarian would think of that. Naps in the office, that's the artist lifestyle I can relate to. How about this, you guys give me the zodiac sign, I'll tell you the president that matches it. Gemini, JFK. Everybody loved him, but he had a secret life. That's the 2 sides of the Gemini. Ask not what your country can do for you, because I'm over here begging Marilyn Monroe right now, right? Let's keep this on the DL. Libra, Jimmy Carter. Oh, love that guy. Humanitarian, very fair, tough time making decisions. He installed solar panels in the White House, then Reagan came out, ripped him out just to be a dick. Because we get a little moody, you know what I mean? Aries, Thomas Jefferson, sexually motivated. Yeah. Manifest destiny, that's a horny man's concept right there. The whole country. Ooh. Capricorn, Nixon, scandalous. Has some secrets, sweats under pressure. Sagittarius, Martin Van Buren. Check out those sideburns. Those trend-setting sideburns. Took about 200 years for them to catch on. But that's a Sagittarian. They're way ahead of their time in fashion. Cancer, George W. Bush. Some people love him, some people hate him. But like a Cancer, he found his way into the White House. He found his way into Iraq. He goes by his gut, gets a little crabby sometimes. He's a Cancer. What's next?
Virgo.
Pisces, George Washington. All about that money, dollar bills, y'all, okay? He was the richest president of all time, and that factors in current inflation as well. And he led us across the Potomac River because they're fishes, they're good with water. Yeah. Our first president was a fish. Taurus, Harry Truman, stubborn, thick-skinned, made the decision to drop the bomb. Other Taurus rulers include Saddam Hussein and Hitler. Let's be careful on that one as well. I think there's one more left. We did Leo, we did Capricorn. The last one is Virgo, and this is my favorite one. Only one Virgo president in history. Every other sign has multiple presidents. Virgo only has one president in history, and that was LBJ, who only became president because of an assassination. Virgos don't like the limelight. That is the only way to get a Virgo to be president. You make them vice president, you kill the president. Don't quote me on that. And that is the Zodiac Wheel of Presidents. Thank you so much. My name is Sammy, but you can also call me Ricardo. That's my name in Spanish class. I still respond to it. If you're like Sammy, I'm like yes. Or like Ricardo, I'm like si. Either way. I'm Sammy in the streets, Ricardo in the calles, motherfucker. Come on now. Thank you so much. I can show you why vodka is good for you. There's like 100 proofs. Boom, everybody, come on. Not as hot as the first one. I've done every drug. The only drug I haven't tried is, she got it. She laughed at the right time. I know some of you are laughing because, oh, she's not laughing with you, she's laughing at you. No, she laughed at the right time. I commented that it didn't work. She noticed that I tried and that I acknowledged the failure, and she enjoyed that, so she laughed. And you laughed at her, when really you should be laughing at me, motherfucker! Ricardo! Thank you so much. As I was saying, I've done those drugs. The only drug I haven't tried is heroin, but I have had a poppy seed bagel, and let me tell you, if heroin is like a poppy seed bagel, toasted with a little bit of cream cheese, I'm all in, okay?
All right, this is about the time that I went to a traditional Turkish hammam. So, I was on vacation in Turkey and a little bit bored, so I was trying to figure out what to do. I look at the guidebook and it says you must go take a bath at a Turkish bathhouse. So I look them up and I decide to go to the most traditional one. Now, traditional means no girls allowed, boys only. So I go in there, and this is very traditional. They don't even speak English. They take my money, not sure how much it was, pretty sure I overpaid. They hand me a basket, they point at my clothes, they point at the basket. I know what this means, I'm a pro. This means take your clothes off, put them in the basket. I do exactly what they want, then they tell me to go through a couple doors. I go in, the room is empty, but it's beautiful, it's all marble. Slabs of marble everywhere. I'm improving here, I just lay down on the marble. 5 minutes goes by, nothing. 10 minutes goes by, finally a man comes in. I go, this is the guy who's gonna bathe me. He looks me up and down, grabs me by the chest hair, and goes, "Hmm." He doesn't like what he sees. He leaves. I'm there by myself to think about what I've done. 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes he comes back. He grabs my chest hair, and this time he's excited. He likes it, I'm ready. Now, the bathing begins. Now, I don't know what kind of bathing this is, but he turns me over, pushes the small of my back, and lifts my leg up super hard. I've never bent this way before, and I start screaming. Except, when I start screaming, he starts screaming. So now we're two men screaming in this Turkish bathhouse, just After this is over, he guides me to a fountain and just pushes me into the fountain. I fall down, I'm sitting there, and he pulls out a spout and starts spraying me. But not like Wet Hot American Summer. This is like intense. The water is alternating hot and cold, but not alternating. It's going hot, cold, hot, hot, cold, cold, hot, cold, cold, hot, hot, cold. So you don't know what to expect. He's broken me psychologically. He takes a bar of soap, rubs my face with it, grabs me by the hair, takes a rag, and just starts scrubbing my face like my face is a dish. At this point, I'm destroyed completely, physically, and mentally. I'm his, he can do whatever he wants with me. He takes me into another room, sits me down on a chair, and towels me down, looks me into the face, and I go, he's gonna spit in my mouth, he's gonna punch me, he's gonna kick me in the balls, do whatever you're gonna do. He looks me in the face, and he begins to sing with the most beautiful, angelic voice. He must be a trained singer, and his voice is echoing off the marble walls, and the lyrics are in Turkish, but they sound beautiful. And I looked up the lyrics to that song later, and it's all about rebirth. And I truly believe that I was reborn that day.
I gave him the bath, guys.
This is my bather. Sammy Obeid.
No, it should be good.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling the front yard. This is Stephanie. How can I help you?
Hello. We would like to order for takeout, please.
Okay, let me go ahead and transfer you. Hollywood and the unique NoHo art.
You ready, Sam?
All right, this is gonna be good. Where are we? Who we calling?
I forgot.
For it to go.
I'd like some French fries and some pies and some cake. Ice cream, please. With some wings.
Yeah.
Give me all them fixings and things.
Yeah, let me get the freaking fries. I don't even know, cause you know I don't want to deny. Do you guys sell burgers or freaking steak? Because you know my takeout can't be late, yo.
Yeah, I'm hungry as hell. Do you have anything for sale?
You guys like that
What was that? What was that?
I said, did y'all write that or? I mean, it wasn't bad.
Hold on. We got our friend Nick that needs to order too. Hold on, go ahead, Nick.
One more.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hey, do you happen to have some tiramisu? Because that would really do me good. I like your food. I got 5 stars on Yelp reviews about you. You're the best. And you handsome. You're the most handsome.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, what's your name?
Gerald, right now I'm speaking. It's Gerald.
Gerald! Oh, Gerald! Oh, Gerald! Oh, Gerald! It's the Gerald! Oh, Gerald! Oh, Gerald!
Hey, Gerald, you on the Wings of Love podcast. You better look this up before you last. Wings of Love, sexy time. That's what we call all the time. We call you. We order food. What kind of food do you serve up?
Yeah, Gerald, thank you very much. Oh, damn, we'll freaking keep in touch. Oh, man. Follow us on Instagram at Wings of Love Sexy Time, Gerald.
There you go, Gerald. Yeah, Gerald. Hey, Gerald, are you going to follow us? Are you going to follow us, Gerald?
Follow you guys? No,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Why, Gerald? Why?
He doesn't want to follow 4 dudes.
I know.
Coronavirus is making me racist. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to be a racist person, but the survival instinct in me. I boarded a plane last week, and I had to choose my seats because I fly Southwest. I only have 2 middle seats to choose from in the back of the plane. I'm in the C boarding group, which, if you know, that means I like to sleep in. I look to my right. There's 2 very large gentlemen. Normally, I would avoid that middle seat like the plague. However, I look to my left, and I see a woman who's presumably from China. I honestly don't know, and I'm not going to ask her, because that's even more racist. Are you Chinese? Have you been to Wuhan? Like, I'm not going to ask her these questions. Is that a Mandarin dialect? Is that Cantonese? Like, I'm not going to ask her, but it's like survival racism. I'm trying to, so I'm, looking for a minute, and I'm like, no, I'm going to go sit between these 2 Latino gentlemen and make myself a torta. I'm just going to go... fit myself in this torta. And I felt bad because I was like deliberating for a full minute and she saw me. And she looked at me like with those eyes like, seriously, you avoided me on this plane because of my race? And I just looked right back at her. I was like, welcome to the club. Allahu Akbar.
It's Valentine's Day! And whether you're single or not, I'm taking you on a date. Watching implies consent. On Valentine's Day, Americans spend close to $19 billion, or half of Jeff Bezos' divorce settlement. Ooh, love is expensive. $4 billion of this will be spent on jewelry, which is enough to ice the Migos for almost a whole week. That's right, I said the Migos. Currently, the average American spends $162 on Valentine's Day, which is probably more than you're gonna spend, you cheap ass. That's a great stat they put out. I mean, you're gonna have to put out. One study showed that men on average spend $339, while women only spend $64, which is just proof that men are $275 dumber. Should I spend $339 in exchange for $64 and some chocolate? That's an ROI of negative 81%. Sweet! Just proof that a man being in a relationship on Valentine's Day is a textbook bad investment. Now, women's V-Day ROI? 430%! Ding, ding, ding! Valentine's is like tax return day for women. Meanwhile, gay and lesbian couples break even. Now, 15% of partners plan to give gift cards, which may factor into this holiday's 40% spike in calls to divorce lawyers. And roughly 43 million Americans are expected to receive gifts they do not want this year. Oh, that's sweet. No, never mind. Which means $9.5 billion will be spent on singing telegrams and engagement rings. Speaking of gifts that nobody wants, every February 14th sees a 5% increase in baby conception, which is, not coincidentally, why it's also National Condom Day. Your heart's not the only thing you don't want to break. Now, about 30% of Americans say they will not be celebrating Valentine's Day this year, which is just proof that 1/3 of America is single, like me, and that's fine. It's totally fine. Before I go, one last heartwarming stat. On this special holiday, honoring romantic love, nearly $1 billion will be spent on gifts for pets, which is adorable because chocolate kills dogs. Happy Valentine's Day!
I be feeling like the man when I walk.
It's like there's a serious thing going on in this country where there's people in this country who are pro-immigration, there's people who are against it. And especially here in California, we live so close to the border, and all sorts of people have opinions on the border wall. And I am going to talk about it for a brief moment. I asked all my Mexican-American friends, I said, what do you think about the border wall? I was actually very surprised. I collected data on this. A lot of my Mexican-American friends are for the wall. A lot are against it, and a lot are actually on the fence right now. I'm sorry. Is that offensive? Or just borderline? You tell me. I miss the 90s. You remember the 90s, man? What a great era. Everybody agrees. It was just a great, I mean, the mid-90s especially, like right when the internet was just coming out, but it hadn't ruined our lives yet. Yeah. The economy was booming, grunge was raging, Tupac and Biggie were still alive. Bill Clinton was in office, just getting suck. What better metaphor for the good life than our commander-in-chief getting O's in the OO. He's getting orgasms in the Oval Office. That's the triple O score on Sonic the Hedgehog. The 90s were amazing. But there was something really critical about that era, and a lot of jokes have been made about the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but nobody's ever pointed out the most flagrant detail. I'm going to share with you all right now. That is the timeline, okay? See, Bill Clinton was getting his dick sucked by Monica Lewinsky from November 1995 to March 1997. Okay, not the whole time. He went home in between, took a break, made sandwiches, regenerated. He's not Superman. repeat those dates again. November 1995 to March 1997. Do those dates sound shockingly familiar to you? They should, because that is the exact, to a T, exact same time frame as the East Coast, West Coast, Tupac, Biggie Smalls rivalries. That's usually where I walk off stage and just leave forever. But I'll elaborate. November 1995, the shots were first fired. Tupac starts speaking out against Biggie. The war is waged. Right? Everything comes to a climax in '96, right before the election, when Tupac dies. Finally, everything comes laid to rest when Biggie Smalls dies in March 1997. That whole exact time, Bill Clinton was in the Oval Office getting his or so he wants you to think. I sometimes leave there as well. But I'll go ahead and I'll explain. He created the perfect alibi, okay? How could two seemingly unrelated events share the exact same timeline? The biggest sex scandal in our history and America's second civil war? I don't think so. No. He had the motive. They were stealing a spotlight right before the election. He had the support. Who is his support? Suge Knight. Why is Suge in jail right now? Because there's another Clinton election going on. They can't have the secrets being leaked. That's what's in the emails. That's what's in the emails. Al Gore knew about the whole damn thing. That's why he created global warming. It was a distraction to keep people's minds away. Monica Lewinsky is not a real person. That's Tipper Gore in a wig. Get your head in the game. That could have never happened. Case in point, how did Hillary forgive Bill? She's a Scorpio. They never forget. And if you don't know, now you know.
It's the Super Bowl! More like super profitable. Americans are expected to spend $15 billion on Super Bowl parties this year. Just enough to pay 6 months' interest on our debt to China, which is where the most affordable NFL jerseys are made. A survey taken by millennials revealed that 26% of us watch Super Bowl for the commercials, while 24% of us watch for the game itself, which means that 50% of us watch for no f***ing reason. Now, if you're an advertiser, $5.6 million will get you 30 seconds of airtime. Per millisecond, that's $187. A killing. Suckers, I made this 2-minute ad for free. It's an ad. Let's get to the meat. On game day, America will consume 1.33 billion chicken wings, leaving 650 million chicken amputees. Damn, that's a hot chick. One can only imagine the Buffalo Wild Wings restroom on Monday. Talk about a Super Bowl cleanup. On the Monday after Super Bowl, pharmacies see a 20% increase in the sale of antacids, or if you're Hispanic, Vicks Vapor Rub.
You could say it. I wrote it. Raider Nation.
The average American will eat 2,400 calories during the game alone, and 6,000 calories over the course of the day, which is half of the Michael Phelps Olympian diet. And most of us aren't even stoned. That's 3,750 more calories a day than we need to live across 327.2 million Americans, which means the extra food we stuff our face with on Super Bowl is enough to end world hunger for, well, 2 days. But still, finish those wings on your plate because there's starving children in the whole world. Yes, I'm talking to you, Charles. Now, winning players of the Super Bowl make $112,000 each, while losing players only make $56,000, which supports the saying, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, aside from the double pay thing. Referees are estimated to make $30,000 to $50,000 during the game, while halftime performers make a confirmed $0. Which from my career experience, sounds about right. Welcome to showbiz, J-Lo. Shouldn't have made that song about your love not costing a thing. And finally, 13 out of the last 15 Super Bowls, the winning team was wearing white. Now, I'm not gonna make any racial implications, but let's just say, it's still safe to bet on white, America.
Not for long, that's it.
Thank you and have a great Super Bowl.
What's up, everybody? This is Sammy Obeid. I got jokes for sale. Let's get to it. Okay, so this first one's very family friendly. You could do it like a kid's party. It's very like heartwarming. So growing up, my sister was in Girl Scouts, but we're Middle Eastern, so she was in Brownies. $50 for that one. Great joke, it kills. You don't even have to be brown to tell it. It's just Girl Scouts is relatable to everyone. And even if it doesn't work for you, you could just sell it off for $100 and make some money, which is the Girl Scout way. So. Okay, this next one's a little edgy. Like, kind of like, you wouldn't tell this around the families unless they're like cool families. So my two friends are farmers. They own a cane plantation together. They're co-cane farmers. So I'm gonna sell that one for $40. It's not really a one-liner, it's more like a two-liner, but $40 for 2 lines, like that's as good as most cocaine. Trust me. All right, you want something else? Okay. I'm ashamed to admit this, but there was a time where I was anti-vaccine. But then I got health insurance, it was fine. I'll give that one to you for $35, which is the price of most copays in California currently. And just so you know, it's illegal to not have health insurance, so you could actually be sued for telling that joke. But it's worth it. You want more? Tune in next time. I got more jokes for sale.
I got 5 holiday stats for that holiday ass. First up, 90% of Americans celebrate Christmas, which means you have at most a 10% chance of offending somebody by saying, Merry Christmas. On the flip side, a recent study approximates that 80% of Americans think political correctness is a problem, which would suggest you have at least an 80% chance of pissing someone off by saying, Happy Holidays. And if you say nothing, you offend the 50% who are extroverts. So statistically, your best bet is Happy Kwanzaa. Unless you're saying it to an African American, that might come off as racist. Also, if you're gonna say it to an actual racist, that won't go well either. Unless that racist likes irony, in which case, they'll get it. Actually, just stay inside. It's what Jesus should have done. Worst case, 80% get offended at Happy Holidays, 10% get offended at Merry Christmas, and the other 10% just loves being politically correct, which means 100% of Americans have a candy cane up there. And second, the average American gains 1.3 pounds over the holidays, the weight of a newborn baby's head, body not included. To gain a pound, you have to eat 3,500 calories. Times 1.3, that's 4,550 calories, meaning you can eat 1 slice of pie for every time your parents ask you when you're gonna get married to your cousin. Not by blood, by marriage. She's hot. Or spread out over the holiday month, that's an extra 150 calories a day, which is equivalent to 2 candy canes. Suck 'em. 3, the average American spends about $900 on holiday gifts. So if you spend any less than $900, you're basic. Any more than 900, you're extra. This average is way too high. Thanks, Oprah. So I'm doing my part to lower the average by giving out copies of my sitcom pilot. Read it, it's good. 4, studies show that about 85% of 4-year-olds believe that Santa Claus is real, and about 65% of 6-year-olds and 25% of 8-year-olds, which means 100% of kids are stupid. The average kid learns the truth at 7, so 7 is a great age to steal a child. 7 is a great age to steal a child's innocence. 7's it's a great age. Don't let your kid believe in Santa past 8. You're creating a future mall Santa. 5, 75% of American households get a Christmas tree, 80% of which are fake, like my hinge matches. About 30 million trees will be chopped and sold this year. And since a human carbon footprint is balanced by the oxygen of 20 trees, this means Christmas tree sales have about the same environmental impact as giving birth to 1.5 million heavy-breathing babies. Of course, no judgment. I'm just saying if you don't have kids, feel free to chop down a tree. You earned it. And if you do have kids, you now have a good excuse when they ask you why you got a fake-ass tree. And if your kids are under 7, just tell them it's a real tree. 50% chance they believe it. If you celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. If you don't, Merry Christmas. And to the rest, Happy Kwanzaa. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go spread some HPV. Holiday puppet ventriloquism. What'd you think?
Go viral. This is stupid.
We got our first black person in the White House, Michelle Obama. They're making strides every day. You know, you got to give America credit. We're a great country considering that we were founded by some of the worst people ever. You know, the explorers who came here first, you know, they took land, they forced themselves on women, and our textbooks will still say, oh, you know, they were just looking for some spices. Spices? Oh, these gents were quite the foodies, huh? Got a little sidetracked on their culinary expedition there, huh? Guys love spices, that's what it is. I never got to my guy for like, hey bro, you want to go to the club tonight? It's 4,000 miles away, we're going to go on a boat. He's like, are there girls there? No, buckets of oregano, huh? Let's go! No, I think spices was code word for side chicks, right? You have to tell your old lady something, they're going to go see these new girls in the new world, right? Mario, where are you going on those boats with the boys? Spices. Like jasmine, rosemary, cocoa, you know? Think about it. Spices are the classic side chick name. We got pepper, ginger, cinnamon. Those are stripper names. Those are stripper names. There's probably a strip club out there called the Spice Rack. I put my money on it. I can imagine the whole marketing plan. Come on down to the Spice Rack tonight. We got dancing cayenne. We got paprika the friga. It's the holiday season. Come see pumpkin pie spice. Take off her cloves, everybody. Oh yeah. We got white pepper. We got black pepper. We got red pepper, but she always flakes. We got coriander, who used to be known as cilantro before she got all dried up. And then we got a young mother. This mother looks so young every time the bouncer has to cardamom. Oh, yeah. Tara used to work here, but now Tara gone. But come on down to our dungeon. We got sage in a cage. We got fennel in a kennel. You can find our mail strip of peppercorn on grinder. The Spice Rack, a gentleman's club for the pungents, if you know what I mean. So come on down. You'll be busting a nutmeg. You'll be cumin in your pants from parsley, sage, rosemary, and sorry guys, I put too much time into this. That was for the foodies.
This story takes place when I was in 8th grade in Baltimore, Maryland. I was happily accepted into the all-state chorus, where myself and 120 of the Maryland's finest young singers would present our talents for all of the state to see. And I told my parents at the time I did not want my sister's boyfriend at the recital because I was 13, hated him, I was just an angry little boy, and they told me I had no control over that. What was I gonna do? And I told them if he shows up, I won't sing. And sure enough, they called my bluff. And when I walked out to that stage that night, I looked into the audience, filled with people, saw my mom, saw my stepdad, saw my sister, and then saw her boyfriend. And that was the moment I knew I had to put my money where my mouth was. So as the choir director opened his arms, as everyone else started to sing, I closed my mouth and stood there smiling as large and evilly as I possibly could, staring directly into the face of my fuming parents, catching the daggers shooting out of their eyes directly back at me. And for 5 whole songs that we had rehearsed to a T for an entire week to perfection, I stood there and did not sing a single word. Because my parents didn't believe that I would do that. And I had to prove to them that they couldn't ever tell me what I was going to or not going to do. And that was proof. Don't fuck with me.
Don't do it.
Don't.
There's 2 types of depression. There's
You think there's only 2?
Traditionally it's
You depressed or you not? Okay. Sometimes you don't know you're depressed until like you come out of a depression and you realize,
and you're
holy
like, whoa,
shit,
I was depressed.
I was severely depressed. I was on a plane and the plane started shaking, like just like that really intense turbulence where
you feel like, oh, I might die. And my feeling was just like, meh, well, if I gotta go, I gotta go. And I never had that kind of feeling before. And that's what I was like, oh shit, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I call it the turbulence test. The turbulence test for depression.
Funny.
Yeah, like if you're on a plane and it starts shaking
and you care,
and you're like, oh my god, my family, my friends, my pet, you're happy.
Maybe you were enlightened. You reached enlightenment.
You know, depression is a state of zen because like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, when he asked you, what do you think about happiness? You're like, well, it's fleeting, so what's the point?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so there is a zen to depression.
If you have a friend who has depression, don't be like, do this, try this, do this. Be like, it's okay.
Yes.
Like, just be depressed.
Exactly.
You know,
Totally.
be like, you're enough. Just being. Yesterday, I kind of felt depressed, and I like forced myself to have lunch with someone. Then I forced myself to like I'll force myself to be social when I really don't want to be social.
Right.
It is important to be social. Otherwise, you get stuck in that mental loop
Exactly.
where you just create your own hell.
Well, we human beings are designed to be social creatures. We're supposed to be interacting with other humans. We're supposed to be touching each other. And
Yeah.
we live in societies now where we're very isolated. We live in our own homes. We spend all our time on our computers. We're only
Yeah.
interacting through social media. And this
Yeah.
is actually against the biology that we're supposed to be in. So
And it's against sexual harassment policy, too.
Well, that's
We're supposed to be touching each other, and she said it.